Warriors! XRP Bombshells. Lockdowns coming up once again. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health and mindset coach in the world. What you believe in your heart, you think in your mind will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. And right now, you're just a culmination of the thoughts, actions, and behaviors and all the things you've been watching on TV and all the predictive programming. Now, one thing I want to share with you, Warriors, is what are you going to do? Listen to me. Most of you aren't going to make it past this intro because the attention span of a human is less than 5 seconds. About 1980 is about 30 minutes, and they know that. So what are you going to do? I keep getting messages. What about the lockdowns? We're going to get locked down again. I was in a shopping place last night, and somebody recognized me. And they first thing they said is, "Oh, I'm still masked up." I don't care if you wear a mask; it's your choice. But they were talking about the lockdowns coming. Everything's getting locked down again. So what are you going to do this time? This is a serious message. What are you going to do? Are you going to sit back and complain about it, or are you finally going to do something about it? I'll give you an example. Last year, my business got shut down twice because of the lockdowns. I didn't sit back and bitch and complain. There was business owners within the area that were in the same type of line of business that protested, that went against the mayor, that went down and protest. They wasted their valuable time on wasted energy. What we did is we got to freaking work. We dove in. We took advantage of the biggest shift in generational wealth, moving from industrial to technical. And our whole lives changed in a year and a half. And I'm going to do the same damn thing if they lock us down. I'm going to dive deeper into cryptos, deeper into where we're heading, deeper into where the billionaires are doing. So the question is, if this all gets locked down again, this is your opportunity, an opportunity of a lifetime. Stop looking at the negative side of everything. Be optimistic, chest proud, chin up. That's what we do in our Warrior Academy. We keep your head above the clouds or the noise down here, right? We keep you above the clouds, looking down at a 30,000 foot overview. We share ideas. We surround you with the community. You get access to my exact portfolio, everything I'm learning as we move into this quantum financial system and how I'm shifting into generational wealth, pure transparency on exactly what I've done wrong and what I'm doing, access to my portfolio, exit strategy, but most of all, our 120-day challenge. You should be jumping into it right now. Number one, we're going into the biggest bull run in history, in my opinion. Number two is that the 128 challenge is subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, how to reprogram your subconscious mind to abundance so you don't get caught up in the bullshit. You can keep your chest proud, chin up, and you can make it through this and completely change your family's lives, okay? Everything you need is in the description down below. So if that burp bothered you, I'm probably not the guy to follow. So let's get right into it, Warriors. If you click the description down below, you can join our private Warrior Academy. And then we're launching our new business in 27 days. And I'll be announcing that very, very soon. So let's jump right into it, Warriors. I'm so much amazing XRP things happening right now. So we're going to listen to this amazing, amazing podcast interview. So you can go, it's the Female VC Lab. Please go check her podcast out. It's pretty freaking amazing. So if you just look right here, it's called if you just type in Female VC Lab, Rosie Rios, boom, this interview will pop up. I guarantee this interview is exploding on her podcast right now. So now we know who Rosie Rios is. So first thing we're going to look at is we're going to listen verbally to Rosie Rios' interview. Number two is we're going to look at SBI, which is one of Ripple's biggest partners, right? And their investor presentation. Warriors, you're investing in the best digital asset in history. So we're going to look at how they're viewing Ripple and XRP specifically role within the quantum financial system or their new financial system. So let's listen to Rosie Rios and then we'll jump over to the SBI investor article.
But I had a question for you. I saw in your background that you are on the board of Ripple. Yes, and that's a crypto. Yes, that's a cryptocurrency. Yeah. So how do you see, I've actually worked with a company that's working on central bank digital currencies. How do you see cryptocurrency coming into play into a U.S. economy?
Yeah, first of all, it's already in play in the U.S.
Boom! First of all, it's already in play, young lady.
So, the interesting thing about anything that's innovative like digital currency, like crypto, is that it usually leads, it doesn't follow, right? Government is the one that usually follows, not leads. And so the utility.
What have I been telling you? They resist it, they regulate it, they sue it, then they join it. Rosie Rios is my what is it called? My doppelganger in a female version.
Of how crypto is being applied is very different, right? For some people, whether it's Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's really more of a store of value. It's more of a commodity. For XRP, which is Ripple's crypto, it's the reason why I chose to join this board is it's the only one that really has an applied use, right? So it facilitates cross-border payments. And so it serves a very kind of practical function. It's used by financial institutions around the world. And so I see it as a great way to think about the next, the evolution of money. Right. But in this case, again, how do we have something that isn't just a market value? It actually serves its purpose. And again, in this case, for those cross-border payments, it's made a huge difference in that world.
Isn't that ironic? This is Rosie Rios. She was head of the Treasury who signed your $100 bills. She just said the currency that really has value versus just some, like security, right? So like our stock market that most of you are trusting in, your 401k that most of you are trusting in, that is overvalued by 234%, that you have energy companies and technology companies that are valued at billions of dollars that have not produced any GDP, but people are calling cryptocurrency a fraud. When the head of the Treasury who signed your $100 bills is now on the board of directors and is telling you Ripple is the future, come on, Warriors, let's go. Get your shit together.
That's great. So let me ask you this one. How do you see cryptocurrency potentially helping with the wealth gap or some of these gaps we talked about earlier, funding gaps even? Do you see that playing into that at all?
As an investment or as a service? So I think, look, anything that provides people options on access to money, access to managing their money, access to different types of investments, I think is a good thing. As long as there's a path, as long as there are a kind of a roadmap, if you will, and investor protections, then I don't think anyone's in a position to stop innovation or stop creativity or stop.
Boom. I mean, it's all right there where she just told you. She's connected. She's letting you know everything. The Ripple case is all about regulation. That's what it's all about, Warriors. So we're going to move over right here. I hope I don't screw up my screen here. Okay, cool. So we're going to go over to the investor presentation. Okay, so this is SBI. This thing is massive. This thing is page after page after page. My poor daughter last night, we were shopping for her senior pictures, and she's like, Dad, are you paying attention? I was freaking looking at that. Sorry, honey. But I was looking at the investor presentation. I was freaking running into shit in the walls in the store and stuff. But anyways, okay, so this is page 150. All you got to look up is SBI investor presentation. It just came out, I think, on July 20th. Good thing you guys can't see me. I was just picking my nose. Anyways, but SBI Remit deploys Japan's first international money transfer services using crypto asset. Launched a new service using Ripple's payment infrastructure, the digital asset XRP, for international remittances from Japan to Philippines in collaboration with SBI, VC Trade, and SBI Ripple Asia on July 28th. Using XRP as a bridge currency reduced the risk and pre-funding costs as well as enhanced competitiveness. Shows right here the whole system on how it's working. Whereas this is why you have to pull yourself up into the 30,000 foot overview and start to look from a CEO perspective, not a shield investor perspective. What I mean by that is getting into pump and dumps or getting caught into these TikTokers. That's to include me, YouTubers trying to get rich quick. We do not do that in our academy. The shit we're going to be bringing to you guys in our academy is going to be some high level stuff, but ours is about patience and persistence. The people that leave our academy are the ones that are looking for the red pill or the get rich quick thing. Doesn't exist. So don't join my academy. Ours is patience, persistence, discipline. If you can't be patient for 5 years, then this is not the right fit for you. Crypto is not the right fit. You will never be wealthy. That's why Jim Rohn says that if you give $1 million to every person in the population, it'll end up in the same 1% hands. It's discipline, patience, persistence, understanding. But this is what you're invested in. ODL, SBI Ripple Asia, Ripple Development Solution, XRP Ledger. You're invested in that little cross right there at the middle, XRP. Instant moves through the XRP Ledger. showed you guys a casino coin after Quincy Jones brought that up. It's not just about cross-border payments, warriors. It's liquidity for casinos to be able to move money quickly and efficiently in between people gambling. It is not just about banks, warriors. So people are like, oh my gosh, Swift came out with, I don't mean to be facetious, but people get so caught up in these little micro news. Swift came out with their new system. They better come out with their new system. They better come out with quicker payments, or sure as hell they're going to be gone. But I showed you the goofy ass CEO and Leadership Matters, right? Their Ripple's CEO, leadership team and board of directors is second to none, warriors. They look at their stacked leadership team. That's how I make my investments, okay? So you can go look at this SBI presentation. This thing is going to get you so hyped up. It's going to get you so fired up that you're investing in one of the best digital assets in history. All right, so let's move on. So we heard Rosie Rios talk about, basically governments need to catch up. That's what they need to do. She said, basically, she also said the freight trainers left the building before, right? And the other interviews. And so here's what's happening. Okay, this is on July 29th. Senators passed through bills with surprise crypto tax amendment. Now, why the hell would they be putting crypto tax amendments, and why would cryptocurrency be on your tax document when they've been saying cryptocurrency is a fraud? Why would Elizabeth Warren say, hey guys, we have a $2 trillion crypto industry coming, like a rocket ship? I paraphrase that. I put the rocket ship in there. But basically she's saying, guys, they're at 1 trillion right now. They're coming to 2 trillion. That is your investment going to appreciate, because when retail money comes into the marketplace, guess what? Supply and demand. In surprise amendment to massive bipartisan U.S. infrastructure, slow down, JV, U.S. infrastructure bill, senators have moved to collect tax on cryptocurrencies, requiring transactions of more than 10,000 to report to the IRS. With amendment approved, the bill will now be presented to the House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate, where it could soon be written into law. The bill will focus on business such as centralized exchanges, creating a legal obligation for them to report transactions more than 10K on platforms. This is where the amazing race is, warriors. The amazing race is with crypto exchanges, warriors. They are coming at these crypto exchanges to get them regulated, to get the piece of the pie. They don't want them flying below the radar and collecting all this money, right? They're just trying to get involved. That's it, warriors. They're not going. Crypto is here to stay. They can't resist it, so they're going to join it now. Okay, here's Elizabeth Warren on Squawk Box.
Warren joins us right now. She, of course, chairs the Banking Subcommittee on Economic Policy. Senator, welcome, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It was fascinating to watch the hearing yesterday, and here's where I wanted to start the conversation. We had Mike Novogratz on the program in the last hour. He's in the crypto business, in the industry, and one of the big questions is how to regulate the industry, but also when to regulate the industry, because there is an element where this is still early stage, it's still startup, and how much regulation do you want to put on now in the same kind of breath that we would have had a conversation about should have we regulated the internet more or not in the 1990s?
You might look at this another way. Look at the lesson from history about when do we regulate drugs. As long as people can sell snake oil, it turns out that nobody really invested in having good drugs that were safe and that helped people. And once we really had an FDA that stood up and that said, you know what, we're going to test these drugs before.
Okay, so this is how my brain works. What did she just say? Did you pick that up? Listen to what she just said.
I've had a conversation about should have we regulated the internet more or not in the 1990s?
You might look at this another way. Look at the lesson from history about when do we regulate drugs.
Okay, when do we regulate drugs? Listen to what she says. Think about cryptocurrencies and bad actors. Get the hell out of these pump and dump cryptos. Listen to what she's about to say.
As long as people can sell snake oil,
snake oil, these pump and dump bullshit coins that have zero utility, zero value.
Turns out that nobody really invested in having good drugs that were safe and that helped people. And once we really had an FDA that stood up and that said, you know what, we're going to test these drugs before they go on the market. We're going to assure the public that they are safe.
So boom, Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, XRP, Dogecoin. Shit, man. I guess Dogecoin is going to be here, man. I'm invested in Dogecoin. I got into that. Okay. But it's going to be on the Flare Network utility. Look at, they're showing you right here as Elizabeth Warren is talking, predictive programming, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, XRP, and Dogecoin. Why would they have XRP up here? Think about that for just a moment. Why would they have XRP here up on Squawk Box? Why is XRP so important? If there's an SEC lawsuit, why would XRP be sitting up here as she's talking about snake oil coins that about 510, and what she said is, she said there's about 2,000 cryptocurrencies, which I think there's about 4,000 or 5,000, and 99% of them are going to get wiped out. These ones are here to stay. They're showing you.
Then look what happened. We got a whole lot more investment and obviously a much bigger market that helped the entire world. I don't want to wait until a whole lot of people, a whole lot of small investors, a whole lot of small traders have been completely wiped out. I think rules of the road that are there at the beginning, that people say, you know, we got a cop on the beat, give people a lot of confidence, and they mean that the bad actors know, hey, somebody's watching out and we can't keep pushing frauds on people.
Boom. So this is what we need. I know this sounds crazy, but remember what I was talking about words about this. Sorry. But 45% of the wealth is with 35% of the population. 35% of the population is the baby boomers. And hear me, 45% of the wealth is with the baby boomers. Who's having the biggest trouble transitioning into crypto? The baby boomers. Why? Because they've made it sound like it's the most fraudulent market in the world because of the bad actors. So when people like Elizabeth Warren start passing regulation or push for regulation, guess what money is going to flow into the system? The 45% of the wealth that's with 35% of the baby boomers. When that floods in, you're sitting there waiting and your cryptocurrencies go through the roof. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, last article. Binance CEO says he's willing to step down as world's biggest crypto exchange welcomes regulation. Why did I bring this up? Guess what, guys? Brian Brooks left the OCC to become the head of Binance US, and all of a sudden the Binance CEO, the head CEO, is willing to step down as world's biggest crypto exchange welcomes regulation. It's not by design. The head of the OCC, Operation of Currency Control, Brian Brooks, became the CEO of Binance US, and all of a sudden the Binance, they're probably like, you better get your ass out of here, dude. Get your ass out of here. Take your stipend check, or what stipend check, whatever that was called. Severance check, and we're going to roll. We're coming in with regulation. We're coming hard. We're coming fast. We're coming furious. So why am I so fired up, Warriors? Because I literally spend with my team 8 to 9 hours a day researching. You can talk all the shit you want. I spent 12 years in banking. I fucking love people. And I've told my Warriors, I don't need this academy. I've set myself up. I understand how money works. And once you understand how money works, you'll never be poor the rest of your life. It's very, very simple, Warriors. They are not doing what you're doing. We're figuring out the code of the multimillionaires and billionaires, and they're not doing what you're doing, Warriors. They're not sitting at line at the bank. They have high-level connections, and when they make money with this cheap money, they turn it into assets, and they turn their assets into assets, and they don't buy liabilities until the assets can pay for liabilities. Very simple. So, Warriors, if you want to join our amazing community, click the link down below. It's 90% off, 100% money-back guarantee. I also have something very big coming for anybody who's an influencer within the crypto space or financial space. I'm going to teach you the ecosystem, how I created and turned my knowledge into freedom and helped my family completely change their lives. All right, Warriors, and that's coming up very, very soon. That's a application process. It's an invite-only process. If you are interested in that, DM me the word freedom on Instagram, and we will put you in the list to go through the interview process. It is not for people who are just looking to get rich quick. This is hard work, dedication. I'm going to show you exactly what I did, the exact blueprint using my systems on how to take your knowledge and turn it into education. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.